at 8:30.
All right.
So are we ready? So we're ready to start?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the March 16th PTC meeting. Sorry, we are late. We had a few technical issues. I think we have them almost every meeting. First, our principal, Mrs. Sewell, is not here. But she did text me her principal's report. So I will read the text message. She said, "We are busy preparing a hybrid following the spring break. Please check your emails for the return to learn plan that has a lot of details. Enjoy the break, and we look forward to seeing students who are returning to hybrid in person after the spring break." Which is probably what I would expect to hear from her. Just a reminder, some important dates for every parent and PTC to know is that on Tuesday, Monday the 29th and the 30th, there is no school. But on Tuesday the 30th from 1 to 6 is the material distribution. On the 31st is the material distribution from 11:30 to 4:30. And then the hybrids for K1 start on April 1st for cohort B. Cohort A starts on April 5th. For grades 2 through 5, cohort B will start on April 8th. And for cohort A, they start on April 12th. I believe, please correct me if I'm wrong, in case you don't know, cohort A and B is dependent upon your address of your house. So I believe it's odd numbers are A and even numbers are B. And
that is correct.
Okay, good. And when we pick up our supply distribution, whether you are online or on hybrid, you do need to pick up material distribution. If your kids are in the hybrid, then they will be getting their badges that will say what color day they go on. I think there's blue and yellow as our school colors. And then also, if you're staying home and doing the online, you'll be picking up your next supply materials to get you through, I believe, to the end of summer or the end of spring. So those dates are very important, which we'll even talk about more later on. Katie, I know you were just getting home. Are you ready to do the treasurer's report, or do we need to bump it?
I don't really have a whole lot to report on it. I know that we got the mod pizza deposit in, And then there are some teacher reimbursements, and I know you have a reimbursement, but I don't really have any of the paperwork to go over
Oh, I
tonight.
need to get for work.
Yeah. I know that I really think that, I guess this is a big question. Now that we are back in a hybrid model, are we going to be allowed to do a physical meet next month?
No, because all the schools and everything are closed except for 2 students. Like they can't have any parents
Okay.
or volunteers.
Okay.
All other activities are closed.
All right. All right. Then I think we're going to have to plan something where we can maybe all get together for some outdoor dining and go over all the paperwork stuff and everything. Because we definitely need to get signatures on a lot of things and make sure that everything's up to date. So,
Well, and I think, for the board members who don't want to meet for outdoor dining or something like that, we could try maybe doing a Google Meets with them on the phone
oh yeah.
in case someone does not feel comfortable dining
Yeah.
out. But yeah. And then will you just email the board the teacher reimbursements and then we can just approve them, or did you want to approve them at the next meeting in April? And I
Did
I love that pretty picture behind you.
Thank you. Oh, you know what? They're still downstairs. That's why I don't have them in my stuff up here. A little bit of chaos today.
I think we all
You know,
did
it
a
was
thumbs up with
Emily.
that one.
I think Emily was the only one that you gave me when you came over the other day.
Yes, I believe it was Emily, and I believe it was the supplies for assembly.
Mm-hmm.
I
And it was
just-
under $75, which was well within her budget.
Okay. Can we approve it without knowing the exact amount, or do we need to know the exact amount? Secretary, I don't know what the bylaws say.
Can be approved as long as we know it's within budget, and it is.
Okay. Okay, then thumbs up, thumbs down if you approve, disapprove, no
We're good.
approve. All right, and then, thank you, Richard, but I figured. Okay. Well, and then I also have the reimbursement, for the Ucraft to get our domain and the website fee, the sandwich baggies and more rubber bands, and then to do our Department of Justice annual report.
Okay.
Sorry. I usually give this to you and you add it up. 7. It's a total of $178.58. And I just got our report the Department of Justice annual report thing. I just got that submitted last night, like at 9:30.
Okay.
So we are good for taxes for 2019, 20,
Yeah.
whatever year that was. And that sounds like somebody else's angry cat.
Yes.
Because we all have cats. Yes, Brian, please give me a moment. Give me some time. Okay. So are we ready to move on to the next, or is there anything that we need to finish with Treasurer's report?
No, I think that we're done spending for the year.
No.
Yes. No more major expenditures, please.
Oh, that might put a little buff on later on. Okay. So review of business. last month, I did finally get the remaining 21 shirts delivered to Mrs. Reed for assemblies for prizes. Mrs. Tarshish really does appreciate that they are having their dual language right now. They're meeting, their family night, and she's excited that we've donated 2 shirts as well. And then the only thing I will say is masks are almost ready. I don't know if anyone's watching us on YouTube or not, but I don't want to say too much more than that. But here's a hint, we have masks. Give me just 1 second. Okay. So we got lots of topics today, so we'll start with number 1. I just wanted to check in with Angela on Red Babel. Are we ready to have a release date and to put it online? Is that something that we can do at the end of this month?
Yeah, so it's something to meet up with whoever to get the financial information put in. And then I did have a question about that because right now both of the logos I have are square, and I just wanted to make sure like I'm not stepping on any toes if I modify them so that like stickers or buttons and stuff can be round instead of square.
Our
No.
logos actually circle. I think
Well,
this
in the file that was sent to me, it's a square file, like it comes across as a square PDF. So I need to make changes to the file that I was sent so that it's a wrong logo, but I wasn't sure if that's like messing with it for the creator. Because the file image itself is a square.
I don't think there's any problem with that. Does anybody else see a problem?
It's
That
the
I've
same
got?
logo that we have on the shirts and all that stuff.
Yeah, it is. It came across as a square. So when I upload it into Redbubble to put it onto merchandise, it gets uploaded as a square. So to modify that so as a
We own it. We paid for it, so we own all the rights to it. So we're good.
We can. Okay.
I
Okay.
can also
So I'll make some.
email you a couple more versions of it, either the inverted where it's a black background with white text, or no background at all. So if that'll be easier. And I also have it in as circles already.
Yeah, that would be real. That would be helpful if you already have it. If you could send those to me to upload instead of the square files.
Yep.
Was this the design that you made, Adam, or that we paid somebody to make?
It's the one that you paid somebody to make, and
Okay.
then because I think we only had it as like a JPEG, I converted it to a vector file and then played around with it for different uses on the website.
We gave it to Adam for some flyers in the websites.
Oh yeah, no, it's all good. I just didn't want to make sure that I was like saying, "Yeah, go for it, Amanda." Or Ed. Wow. Chaos.
Hey, I've already messed up Amanda, Alicia, and Angela's names. They all know it. They just looked at me and said, "No, I'm not that person." Okay. So ready. We're ready to go for the end of the month. Okay. So then, as long as we're ready for that, the next topic that we do have is the material distribution. So it's the March 30th through 1 to 6 and March 31st, 11:30 to 4:30. Amanda, can we try to get an email out to see if we can get some volunteers, or do we not want to sell merchandise?
I'm fine with doing that. I wasn't going to send it out until tomorrow morning. I don't want it to get lost in the overnight shuffle of crazy and whatnot. So my goal was to send it out about 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, so that people will see it and it will pop up first thing for them. But yeah, I'm fine with setting up volunteers to sell shirts. As long as Shonda's okay with it. That's one of the things I was going to ask her, but she'd mentioned that she wanted us to do that. So I think that'll be fine. I can coordinate with Emily Reed and make sure I know where I'm going to be doing it, because I know she's in charge of who goes where for that kind of stuff. But I do have the dates and the times, and we can use our chalkboards and pop up and all that. That's fine. I just didn't want to send it in the evening and have it get lost.
Oh, yeah, perfect. No
Isn't that
problem.
merchandise sale on the 29th and the 30th?
During materials distribution, yeah, that what is it? Tuesday,
March
Wednesday, or whatever
30th
it is.
and March 31st.
Yeah, it's Tuesday, Wednesday.
Oh, I thought it was
Because-
Monday and Tuesday.
No, it's Tuesday and Wednesday.
Okay.
So
So yeah, I would love to get materials distribution helpers.
perfect. Unfortunately, both of those days I am in meetings during that time for work, so I will not be able to come. Hopefully we can have another board person possibly there, if that's a possibility. Be great. One thing I did want to ask, and Katie might say no to this, is I was looking over our stock numbers. Because we did do the 21 donations to Emily Reed with child, medium, large, and extra large. And both colors, we have 5 or less. For all the other t-shirts, we have at least 5. I didn't know if we wanted to do possibly a spring merchandise, let the staff know and parents know we'll do orders, and then we can get them back to people in May. And then the whole May 15th date that we'll talk about in a little bit, we could then try to sell also shirts on that day if we get enough volunteers. I'm just concerned because we have only 10 mediums, 9 larges, and 8 extra larges of childs. If we wanted to look at possibly doing an order form for spring on the 30th and 31st, and then we could have
So-
orders in by May 15th.
What I'm worried
Can I
about.
ask a question?
Mhm.
So you said that you got it on here at the 30th and 31st. Wednesday is the 31st, right? Kids are back in school on Wednesday, right? You're having a
Wednesday?
distribution. Huh?
Yes, I believe the
It's a
31st is a
typical
wellness day.
Wednesday. You do the morning meeting and then it's independent learning the rest of Wednesday. So they have their 8:30 meeting and then the teachers go to staff meeting and the kids are on their own basically.
Yeah, but I thought that it was on Monday and Tuesday, the 2 days the kids are off of school, that we were having a distribution stuff.
Where I got my information was the email that says update hybrid model timeline and survey. Oh, is it that one? No. I copied something from an email I got.
When I was talking to Emily
'Cause
earlier
that's what I
today,
had, but I don't know. Maybe it got changed, and I don't know.
when I was talking to Emily Reed earlier today, she was giving me the dates of Tuesday and Wednesday because I was trying to coordinate to write the email. So she said Tuesday, Wednesday.
Okay. I just figured it would be Monday and Tuesday since the kids don't go to school on Monday and Tuesday. That's what Mr. Quinn told me, that no school on Monday and Tuesday, the 29th and 30th.
That's correct.
And
I know
that's
there's
what
no school.
and that's what I thought it was said before, is the 29th and 30th. There was a handout, but guess it's changed.
Well, this was from a flyer that came. No, you might delete. Okay, what I will do is I will confirm with Shonda about the material dates. But everything I saw had Monday and Tuesday off. Tuesday and Wednesday were material distribution.
Yeah.
Okay. So Katie, we
So
were back
Richard,
on.
I'm seeing that there was a meal kit pickup on the 29th and 30th, which might be what you're confusing the material pickup with.
Okay.
But okay, as for ordering, we need to get rid of what we have on hand before we purchase more for in stock. What I'm worried about for doing an order form is that this is the end of we're coming up to the end of the year. We've got 3 months left. So, as I don't know if a lot of people are going to want to purchase things when their kid's not going to be using it for that school year. That's why we have the biggest amount of purchases in September, because then the kid wears it throughout the whole year. I know I don't like buying clothes too far in advance because I have a weed for a child, and in 6 months she's in a different size. So I tend to not buy too far ahead. So that would be my biggest concern, is that if we put order forms out there, that we wouldn't hit minimum, and then we'd have to be spending more money to hit the minimum order requirement, and then not fundraising like these shirts are supposed to be. I know that the shirts themselves are not actual fundraisers because we make pennies off of them, but the other items, any of the long sleeve shirts and the hoodies and things like that.
Oh yeah. It was just, we only had 10 of the medium, 10 of the large, and 10 of the extra, or 10, 9, and 8, sorry. We have 10 of the smalls.
It's going to have to be, we're so sorry that we're not doing a whole order this time around, but right back in September, we'll have shirts out here again for sale, and we will have an order form go out. And then you can get it for next school year. I'm not comfortable with doing it for the remainder of the year. I can be outvoted, but that is my piece.
Oh yeah, I understand where you're coming from. I was kind of looking at it, I was like, I don't know if we should be spending any more money and without having it come in.
Well, that, and we currently do have stock. Unless we run out of it, they'll still be able to order online and through our Square site, right?
Well, on Redbabble, online,
The
Redbabble's not
Squarespace
doing
is our stock.
Right. So while we're running low, unless we do run out, then it shouldn't be an issue, even if we don't order more for this year, right?
Yeah.
When does the new fiscal year start?
September 1st.
But I'm not even really worried about fiscal year and budget. I'm more worried about like what we actually have cash on hand. I don't want to be dipping that much further into the account. We could
put together for next fall if we'd be able to get something out kind of early September. Get the shirts earlier in the year, because like probably a lot of parents, if it comes up in September, are going to be more willing and want to buy shirts for their kids than they are like in May.
Yeah, order forms that we've done at open house have been great. Those are awesome sales.
And then we can, since we're already getting a ton of orders anyway from parents that want them, then we can also tack on a few for our own stock then instead of it now. Yeah.
I agree with that, because then the more that we order, the cheaper they are. So
Well, that's why we were able to get t-shirts down to $10, because our cost is, I think, only like $9.75. So like you said, it's only
we run out. Sorry that we're out, but we'll be opening up orders in the fall, and you'll be able to order for many as you want instead of like these were just leftovers from before. So that's why we have them, but we
okay. So I'm guessing then it's pretty much a decline on doing order forms in 2 weeks. Okay, good. I don't have to get bug Adam to help me with the order forms, so a little less things for us to do. Okay, so next topic is the Cherrydale Spring fundraiser. Just so parents, if you're listening in, we're going to be doing a catalog spring fundraiser starting in May. We didn't do one in the fall, and instead of doing a bunch of little ones, we were just going to try to do one kind of big one. So parents aren't getting hit every which way every time they look, just try making it easier on everyone's pocketbook. But we do get 40% off of both the catalog and the ready-to-eat food. They are ready-to-eat food and they don't need any refrigeration, so we don't have to worry about that. Students are going to get up to the 12 cumulative prizes, and that does include the starting at one item sold, get a prize. We used to do the collectible cheat, like kind of cheat keychains at lunches, and they're going to actually sell us or send us those. And when we get our items, we can just put it with each box. Instead of doing the lunch to limo prize, they are doing school shirts. So if a student sells 10 items, they'll get a t-shirt. I believe it was 20 items was a sweatshirt, and I think 25 was both, if I remember correctly. There's also prizes for registering online and teacher participation prizes. So there'll be prizes coming everywhere for the kids. Just so everybody knows, I was trying to see if we were able to kind of make our own logo for the t-shirts. I even asked out Adam if that's something that was possible. He says, yes, it was. I talked to Lisa, the lady that's helping get everything coordinated. And unfortunately, they need the logo a month prior to our start date. So we've already passed that because we're about 2 weeks. So unfortunately, even by the time I had talked to Adam, I didn't know it was not even a possibility. But she did send me a draft. It says, it's on a gray shirt, says proud to be a star. There's our 3 stars on there. And then underneath it says North Gresham Elementary. She kind of sent it to me and said, I need this within the next hour. And I was at work. And I didn't even get the text message until my lunch. That was 45 minutes later. So I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to send it out to everybody. Please forgive me. Yell at me if you don't like it.
No, don't let her, or I will come to your house.
Okay, Brian,
And I will
thank
punch
you.
in the face.
Brian, no, thank you. Okay, hopefully you guys didn't all hear that. So just a kind of a little bit of a timeline, we'll be getting a family email and a kickoff video. She'll be sending it to us, or sending it to me about on the 29th or 30th. They'll get posted on the 31st. Catalogs are going to be going home with the material distribution. Catalog and online catalog sales need to be, they say they're done April 12th. Now let me explain that in a second. Online can go until we are done counting the funds, and I'm trying to confirm that date. When I say catalog sales are till April 12th, I talked to her about that, and because of how we're doing everything, we're telling them the 12th, but cohort A can turn them in on Tuesday. Cohort B can turn them in on Thursday. I'm hoping we can get some volunteers to sit at the front or maybe get a bucket, and then parents who are still online can drop them off like at lunch at the school. So we're saying the 12th or the 13th, but we really have until like the 15th because of how we're doing it. I didn't want one cohort to not get a whole weekend. And then everybody, if you want to, you just drop them off on the 15th. But we do need to be able to verify order forms. So we will need to get volunteers for April 15th and 16th. Amanda, I know I'm throwing a lot at you, so I will send you an email with all of this and the dates and times. The problem with the verifying forms is, I believe, I can't remember, I think it was Richard had done them in the past, but I think when we had done the fall fundraiser, usually the the parents are at the school verifying the funds at the school and calling parents from the school, but we can't do that. So I am also going to probably open at my house. If we can get parent volunteers to come over maybe on the evening, if I can get somebody to pick up the forms, because I don't get off work until after the school's closed, and then we can start verifying the forms at my house. And then we can use just my cell phone to call parents. So not your numbers are not out to people, only my phone number is being released. But I didn't know if that would be okay to verify forms off-site since we can't count on-site. Or do we have to have parents sitting outside in tables at the school verifying the forms?
Are we collecting cash?
If anyone's doing catalog, it's like the old ones that we used to, they can send cash and checks. And then on Friday, the 16th, or I'll probably on Saturday, the 17th, we'll UPS the order forms to them. She has to get the order forms by the 21st because they have to enter them on the 23rd for our delivery week.
Well, generally the rule is that cash is not supposed to leave the school unless it is being taken to the bank. But I think as a board, we could say, hey, COVID doesn't allow for this right now. We need a one-time exception that we can remove the cash from the school and take it to somebody's house to be counted.
If anyone can think of
I think if you stick with 2 people with the cash and stuff and picking it up and taking it over to like your house and stuff, and then the 3 of you verifying everything, I think that would be fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
but I think it needs to be 2 people together to pick up the cash and take it together over to the other house. Just like it would be at the school. If we were to do anything at the school, you have to have 2 people.
Yeah.
One verifying the other. That nobody's sticking money in their pocket and sticking it in their trunk and dropping it off at their house or heading out to lunch first and then coming and paying for it through that. So
Depositing money in the wrong bank account. Yeah.
Just, I think according to the bylaws or whatever, that we should be having 2 people there, just like we do at school.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I totally agree with that, Richard.
So in other words, if it was like we're going to your house, it would be you and say like me or Amanda would go to the school together and pick it up and then head to your house and have volunteers help us there.
Yeah.
Or wherever we do it. So.
Well, I know my house, I could probably fit like 6 people in my kitchen or my dining room area with the table out so we could all have room to count and stuff. I just know a lot of people are like, I don't want anyone to come over to my house with this whole COVID thing. So, we can even do it in my garage too, if anyone's concerned. But we will need to get
set up
people
a patio heater and a pop-up tent by my house. I'll just do it in my front yard. Just right down the street.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do that. I'm okay with any of these things, really.
Whatever works. Yeah. If you guys want to use my house because I'm closer, whatever works. I have no problem with that.
I just know a lot of people are like, no one can't come in my house. I haven't cleaned it for like a year.
Yeah, that part's the more reason why I don't know if my house will work.
I haven't cleaned in a year and it clearly shows.
I have a little bit of an OCD about cleaning. I relatively keep my house. If anyone pops up, I'm not going to suddenly be like, oh my God, my house is a mess. So my son gets very anal about, you're vacuuming again.
Heather, you want to come over?
Actually, I love doing dishes and laundry. If I could do dishes and laundry all day long, I would. Okay.
All right. Next topic.
So Any questions about the Cherrydale fundraiser, or is there anything that someone doesn't know? Okay. So next topic is the spring book fair.
For the top of it, it's not gonna be a BOGO book fair. It's gonna be a regular book fair. The reason is because in order to have a BOGO book fair in the spring, you have to have a fall book fair at the school. Virtual ones don't count, and it doesn't matter about COVID or anything. So, but one good news out of it is we will make a profit, like money off it. That's a good thing because we've been a lack of this year so far, so except the shirts. The cases, you say May 6th, it could be any time that week that they will be delivered. They say around the 6th, but it could be on the 7th, it could be on the 5th.
Okay, I wasn't sure. That's just the note I had.
And then we were going to sell books we need to figure out what the times are that we're going to do it. If we're going to sell them at lunch or just after school and then on Saturday.
Yeah, and I was wondering, since the hybrid return to learn is happening now, what's going to be the policy for us moving cases and whatnot, and they're being out there on the playground, since there will be children at the school and using the playground.
Well, during lunch there won't be no kids. We're putting them out in the walkway out in front of the school. Is where we're putting them. And so if the kids go out in the playground, that's in the back of the school. So if we did it during lunch, we would just roll the boxes out. It depends on where they're going to store them too. Now that they're going back to school too, because it's a matter of who is going to be able to go into school and get them, or do we have to wait for the janitor to put them out?
I believe if we are doing something like a book fair event, I've been able to get into the school on case-by-case scenario, following their guidelines. If you're going in there to grab the cases, as long as we can get a staff member to open the doors in between, that's the hardest part. I think that they would probably allow you just to go in, at least get the cases.
Yeah, and then if we have it during lunch period, then we would have to go in there before any of the kids go to lunch and bring them out to get them so we're not in the building while the kids are heading to lunch. Or are they eating in their class?
I don't think lunch is being supplied at the school. That was one of the reasons why they're only doing 2.5 hours in the afternoon.
Oh, I don't know, because my kid ain't going, so I haven't checked into that.
Yeah, kids that are going back hybrid, Richard, go from 12:05 to 2:35. It is after lunch. They will not be in the building in the morning. Everyone does online in the morning, no matter what.
So they're coming to school at 12:05?
Yes, the kids that do hybrid go from 12:05 to 2:35.
What time is the morning kids coming?
There are no morning kids. Anybody that's doing hybrid is afternoon only. Everyone will be doing morning check-in online, whether they're hybrid or EGBSD.
Oh, I thought there was a morning one too.
No, there is no morning. Everyone is online in the morning. The kids that are doing hybrid come in the afternoon.
Only, okay.
Yeah, and the kids that aren't doing hybrid do anything in the afternoon or do their.
Well, then I guess there isn't no reason to sell them at lunchtime then, huh?
I
Unless,
haven't heard what they're doing about the lunch distribution yet. I know that they are still going to distribute food. I just don't know when.
Yeah, the times for lunch might change a little bit, but they're still doing the same bus routes and the same school pickups that they were already doing. All the food is supposed to be done
what time was the lunch
at
distribution?
school in the classroom, taking their math for food.
Do you know what time?
It was between 11 and 12:30, and I know Shonda got it. Basically, she says there's a district principals meeting, and I'm assuming they're trying to still fine line lunches and changes of everything.
Okay, so we need to figure out what we're gonna do during the week for book fair. Are we gonna sell during the day, during the after school? Because the kids are leaving at 2:35.
I'd almost say let's table and wait. I'm assuming at our April meeting, which will still be about 3 weeks before, we'll probably know more, because I believe it was this week of the May 10th through the 15th.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking not even the district knows how they're going to do lunches right now. I honestly was talking to a bus driver with our school, and she told me the bus drivers don't even know how they're doing meals after spring break.
Our bus drivers spring break food is they're like they've been told that they're going to be giving out gallons of milk since it's for 30 days instead of giving out enough cartons of milk for 15 days. You know, pick up lunch for 3 kids. Like I don't need gallons of milk.
Angela, you're breaking up. I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
Okay, it wasn't
right
just
now.
my computer.
Oh, sorry.
No, but she's basically saying she doesn't need 120 cartons of milk when she goes to pick up her
Yeah, because
spring
they're
break
giving
food
out
for 3 kids.
13 days worth of food per kid on Friday.
Wow. I wish I was a kid and could get 13 lunches in one day.
Well,
It's not just lunch. It's breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 13 days.
I
The
know. I
pickup
wish
on
I was a
Friday is
kid.
going to be crazy.
So that makes it kind of hard because now we don't even know when we can have a book fair during the day or throughout the week or not. I mean, we can have it after school and open it up before the kids get out, like so parents could come and get books right after school. But then now we have to rethink about where we're going to put all the boxes because the kids are going to be coming out of school through that walkway.
Richard,
Well, they're coming in and sorry, Amanda, go ahead.
The parents are not allowed to get out of their vehicles when they pick up kids. It says right in the rules that when you drop off and pick up, parents are not to exit the vehicle for any reason. So they're not going to be able to walk up to our cases.
Unless we do them like in the back parking lot or on the side street. But I don't think the school would allow that.
Or, you know what? Maybe we go all out and we make it a huge one-day event on Saturday.
Where is Shonda? Because when I talked to her on the phone the other day, she was well okay with putting them in the walkway and having markers there for parents to get in line to come up and check out and all that stuff.
She's at a district principals meeting right now.
Yeah, maybe they will for the book fair, but
changing
for the typical guidelines for pickup is not to exit vehicles to keep exposure limited.
Okay. Yeah, Richard. Sorry, Adam. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think once school does open back up here after spring break, and then especially by the April meeting, we'll have we and the school will have a much better understanding of what their guidelines are going to be and what we'll be able to use at the school. I think, yeah, until we hear from them, there's going to be very little that we can actually plan.
That leaves very little time to get everything ready for it and flyers out and all that stuff for.
Well, actually,
friends
I
and
need
stuff.
flyers for book fair. I was hoping to put it with the material distribution, or
Well,
just
I
add it
was,
to my letter that I'm going to
well,
be
I was
doing.
planning out putting a flyer out that the book fair was coming soon in May and having a flyer to go out with the distribution just to say it's coming.
And we can still do that and then give the actual specifics of
But
when we'll be available and where we'll be the weeks leading up to it.
because right now it's looking like the only day we can sell is on Saturday.
Yeah, with everything going on, the spring fundraiser is thrown at us very quickly too. So
I mean, we can do an all day Saturday book fair along with the thing and hopefully have a good day like we did last year at the one that we had inside, the family night.
yeah.
I mean, if we try to make something more of it to get people to come, I don't know.
Well, I mean, if we only do a whole one day, the May 15th, we can certainly do that. I think we may need to look more in April about confirming location of school and when we can.
Yeah.
Just because I think that's the meeting that Shonda's in, to discuss more about all that. And once they get kids in school, she can have an idea letting us know this could be a possibility or this could not be. I did have one question about the book fair. I don't remember what it is now.
Well, it's kind of hard to put a flyer out. I just have to put a flyer out with no dates.
Well, so
Well, I can put the dates out with the virtual fair on there from 15th to the 18th and the Saturday date.
so online is only going to be the 15th through the 18th?
The 5th.
The 5th, okay.
The 5th through the 18th.
Okay.
And those sales will be Scholastic dollars.
I think we can say the online fair is the 5th through the 18th. We're going to do a large outdoor event, socially distanced, Saturday the 15th. And we can say in-person fair, limited hours during the week leading up to the 15th. I think we can word it enough to make it generalized enough. And heck, if we have to change it, blame COVID. Hey, we tried to do this. It didn't work out. So this is what we're going to do.
We could just put that word possibility during the week.
Yeah. But I think, honestly, even if we promote an online or an in-person during the week, we don't have to put times. We'll just say in-person fair the week of this, Saturday event this week, online available these 2 weeks. I think we can do it. I think if you and I work together a little bit, we can word it enough. And honestly, if we have to change it, we just go, okay, due to COVID, we had to cancel the week of this, Saturday only in person or online these 2 weeks. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. I know it stinks to have to change it later, but I'd rather say this is what we're going to do and then change it than say we might possibly, maybe, because then people won't think that we're serious about it. And if I...
Another thing to put on there is, watch our Facebook page and our website. Link those again, and for more details. and or event details coming.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about, we should do a PTC flyer for the material distribution. Because we are gonna already have the spring book fair and catalog stuff. I forgot to mention, I was gonna actually have that stuff delivered to my house because it was gonna be delivered sometime during spring break, and I want to make sure we had it the day, but not just the day of the material distribution, but at least before. So I was thinking we could do a newsletter saying, hey, we have a book fair, here's the information, along with the whole May 15th date, and then even put on there, see more information on our Facebook page and online as we get closer.
Okay.
I mean, so we could just, put that we have, like Amanda said, the online sales May 5th through the 18th, possible, sale at the school May 10th, the week of May 10th through the 15th. See online for more details.
How about planned for it instead of possible? Yeah, we're planning on doing this, determining district guidelines or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, because if anything, we can do it just like they do with the supply distribution. Stop one for here, check in, okay, stop one is book fair. Here's volunteers going back and forth through the cars. Stop two, here's your pickup of your catalog. Stop three is this, we can do that. I'm kind of hoping for something bigger, but I mean, we can at least do it that way, if anything.
Who's making this flyer that you're wanting to put into the distribution? Is it Adam or is it you or?
I'm already pre-working on it because I know everybody is busy and doing 5 million different things. I just wanted to confirm on information before I started working on it. I have no problem doing it. And then if I can get someone else's spin and someone else's proofreading before it goes out, that would be great, because I know that I have a couple parents here who like to check my stuff and they always find my errors. Alicia, Angela, Katie. And then Amanda always does better wording than I can.
So in the flyer that you're putting out, do you plan on putting the book fair in there and stuff too? Is that what you're saying?
Well, we can do all one flyer, or we can do separate. I didn't know what you and Amanda were already thinking.
All one would be fine with me, since they're pretty much at the same time. So,
I just didn't know if book fair had one for you guys to send out. I know when we have a regular one, there's tons of things to be sent out.
I mean, there's stuff we can grab and make, but there's nothing pre-made already. But I just worry about putting too much information on one sheet. Maybe split it front and back or something, because if you have, here's catalog, here's PTC meetings, here's book fair, here's material district, like it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of information on one page.
Maybe you can just put it into 2 pages, because you do need to make it on Spanish on the back.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna try to do 1 page, 1 English, 1 Spanish, and try to keep it. Again, I need help editing. Try to keep it short and sweet.
Are you making
know
a
mine could go
flyer,
long.
or are you making a letter, Heather? There's a difference between a flyer and a letter.
I don't know. That's kind of where I'm trying to still get the information that we need to submit all with it.
Okay.
Now that I know what Cherrydale is sending about the catalog flyer, I know what we need to include. But I might need some help if you're offering your help, and Adam's and Alicia's and Angela's and Katie's and Richard's help.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Adam goes away as soon as I say that, and
Yeah.
Amanda's not even muted.
Sorry, Adam had to go in the backyard for a minute. He's distracted by children. But I'm sure he'll help. It shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, yeah, we'll just have to get it going sooner rather than later. I was hoping for today. Okay, is there anything else with book fair? And we kind of already,
No,
Not-
the
not
pickup
until
will
we
be the
can
following
confirm.
week. You have question marks on the cell and then on the online cell and on the pickup of the cases. The cases will go out the following week. There isn't no set day. It's just when the truck shows up and picks them up.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting because there's not people in the building every day. So that's going to be hard to guarantee that there's, well, actually, no, because the kids will be there. So the teachers will have to be there. Never mind.
there's, as far as I know, there are somebody there every day, even if it's right now, it's just Eddie. But I think once they have the kids back in school, there's going to be at least someone in the front office and stuff like that. So,
And Eddie will probably be there too. So
oh yeah. So, the last topic, which we kind of already talked about, was the May 15th event day. I kind of want to make it a big thing if we can, depending on social distancing and guidelines. Like I said, if we need to make it to like it was with the supply distribution, that people stay in the cars and just go from spot 1, 2, and 3 and go on from there. But I was also hoping we can maybe, if we have enough volunteers, to also do t-shirt merchandise sales at that time as well. I know we talked about inviting like teachers and staff to come and maybe have like a teacher waving area or something like that if we aren't able to mingle. But I'm hoping with COVID numbers going down, vaccines going up, and everything else opening, it might be a park in the front and then we're all in the back parking lot, kind of roped off, and we can just do it all outside if it's hopefully not raining. Again, I have my fingers and toes crossed for that. But of course, this all depends on restrictions of what we have.
well, the way Shonda was talking is being able to have people out there, and she said she had a bunch of those stickers to put down to keep people at distancing and stuff like that. What she was telling me on the phone.
Yeah.
And as long as we have a volunteer that's making sure people, walk around, ask people to safely keep have masks on and keep their distance.
Well, I mean, we could even put the,
Right.
we could even put the cases, 6 feet apart from each other, having
spread 'em out.
tape in between and saying one family at a case each time.
We'll have 8 cases, so we can spread them all the way out down the thing.
Oh, sorry.
That, and we need to make sure people ain't just grabbing books and handling them.
Yeah. Well, again, that's gonna be another day if we can get a lot of volunteers. Hopefully, I mean, at least each one of us can be there. We can get a couple, a lot, like 5 of us at, book fair, couple just doing the running for the fundraiser pickup, and then, one person doing the merchandise sales. I mean, we can always see kind of what we can do. Kind of already told my family, don't plan anything that day. I'm going to be out.
Well, it depends on how many volunteers we have too, because if we have enough volunteers, then we can have a volunteer handling 2 cases or something like that, each 2 cases, to help people with what books they want. They can reach in and grab the book that they want and hand them to them. If we don't have enough volunteers, then we're only going to have to have people wait in a line and only have so many people buy the cases.
Yeah,
in the area at one time.
I think we're going to probably have to know more in April and do a lot of communication in between. Again, depending on the COVID restrictions and depending on the school district restrictions. Because even though May 15th is a non-school day, we are on school property. So we'll still have to follow the school restrictions. And their guidance. But I'm hoping we can, get staff there and maybe even possible, like, see if if restrictions allow and space allows, maybe allow Sun to come and do something too. Or I don't know, just different ideas. I'm not sure. But we can try to make it as big or small as we want. I'm going to try to go for bigger and better. Be our one PTC event we can maybe do. Okay, is there anything else that we need about the May 15th or anything else that we've talked about today? I don't see anything. Is there any member questions or comments in the chat box or YouTube?
No, I don't have anything on my end.
Is anybody watching us?
Not at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but we'll keep going with it. We're trying to get people in. I tried to put an updated Facebook post. But as a reminder, our next PTC meeting's on the third Tuesday in April, which would be April 20th. Just so it's announced, we will be doing nominations and doing the official announcement for the board elections. I know a couple of board positions that people have told me they would prefer not to do the position again next year and help train somebody to do their position. So I know we have a couple that will be open, and then the following month, May 18th, we will be doing our elections. But is there anything that needs to? I'm sorry,
Is
Richard?
that April 20th? Is that online with the parent like we're doing now? Or is that just the board?
April 20th is the third Tuesday. The regular PTC meeting is on the third Tuesday.
Are we having a board meeting before that?
You mean on the 13th?
Yeah,
we can see what we need to do. That's the week that the catalog orders and the online orders are going to be due. Is that week. So I'm not sure quite what we'll have other than to maybe see how school's going and being opened up. So on April 20th, we can figure out more about the book fair week.
The board meeting might be a really good time to talk to Shonda about book fair and restrictions and all that too, if she can make it.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking if we're going to have it early, regular board meeting.
I always planned for us to have a board meeting. I just did too much of everything that I needed to discuss with the board. We discussed here now, so I didn't want to have to reduplicate my saying and speaking of everything. But yeah, we can definitely get, at least have a meeting on the 13th to discuss the book fair stuff.
Yeah, it could be just a short one to discuss the book fair and exactly what we're going to do. So that way we have a little bit more time to prepare for it.
Yeah, because our next meeting would be May 18th, which would be after everything's done. So, yeah, we can certainly go for that and make sure she's available.
All right.
Is there anything else that needs to be discussed or anyone has an idea, concern? I'm getting a lot of no's and blank faces.
I'm good.
Okay, then I will officially adjourn the meeting at 7:42 p.m. And I think we're done. We'll see everyone on April
Okay.
20th.
All right. Have a good week. Bye.